Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anchi and this is Panowlmedia. In this episode I'm going to talk about my experience in Dakar, Senegal. As you guys know, I've been recently in Dakar for a few days. I guess it was 4 days and it was an amazing experience. So I hope you guys will enjoy this vlog. So I'm going to explain and give you guys some tips and tricks what you can do in Senegal when you get there, and follow me. So you're probably wondering how we got there. Well, in my situation, I booked a coach a day before leaving because I wasn't sure if I was going or not, but I still had my hotel and I couldn't really cancel the hotel anymore. So I decided to just go. So I booked the coach, so the bus, 1 day in advance. The cost for the bus was $1,000. This I paid at Canifing, so you just go to Canifing, you just pay them for a ticket, and the ticket costs you $1,000. It gives you a paper ticket with the time you need to be at the location, the bus, and your name on it, and didn't give me any information about the location though, but I think because of the time, they know what time that bus is going to, for example, Dakar. I think that's how they do it. So on our way back, I needed to buy a ticket back to Canifing. The ticket on my way back was a little bit more expensive. It costed me 12,000 CFA, which is roughly around $22, I guess. Yes, I guess something like that. Just €2 or $2 more than I paid before, but I think this has to do with fluctuation and currency conversion, but I'm not sure about that. Maybe it's just slightly more expensive because you're leaving from Dakar and they have certain fees. I'm not sure about that, but it was slightly more expensive though. So you cannot buy a return ticket from my understanding. And the only way to book your ticket back to Gambia is if you go straight to the coach in Dakar and buy your ticket there. The day you need to go back, you need to make sure, in my situation, because I took a night bus, I needed to make sure to be there at 8 p.m. And at 8 p.m. they would start or will start calling names, and you need to make sure you have your money on you and pay. So 12,000 CFA, which is roughly around $1,100. The bus ride to Dakar was supposed to take 10 hours, although it didn't take us straight to it because we had some stops in between. So it took us 12 hours to get in Dakar, which is actually quite long, to be honest, because in my opinion, I guess it's not that long. From my understanding, when I check Google Maps, it shows me it's only 6 hours away from here. So I don't really understand why it took us so long. One reason can be because we got stopped by the immigration a few times. When traveling, I do not understand why they keep stopping the bus that many times just to check, and they don't really do like big inspection. Do you say that? Inspection, I guess. Let me just say it like that. They don't do really big inspection. They just ask to see the bags. They don't even ask sometimes to open the bags. Like my bag has never been opened. They have never really checked my bag. It was just in the bus or on the bus, and that's it. But the people that had, for example, their luggages under the bus, they needed to go out every time. Even me, I need to go out with them, of course, for the immigration to really check their luggage, just to look at the luggage. I don't understand why you need to stop like 3 times to do this. That's really insane. But anyway, they might have a reason for doing this. Yeah, but that's one of the things that I didn't like about the journey to it. But yeah, that's Senegal. That's their rule. You need to just obey when it comes to rules sometimes, and that's it. You don't have much say into it. My experience on this bus was surprisingly very good. I was actually surprised that The service was good. It was a bus with air conditioning, so I didn't suffer. Well, actually, I did suffer on my way back. On my way back, because it was during the night, the airco was too cold. I had a headache when I got home from that, because the airco, even though I closed the top, so the airco, I don't know how you call that thing. I think it's called an airco top. Even though I closed the thing, it was still freezing cold. I needed to grab my jacket out of my luggage and really sit with a jacket. That's insane. It was freezing cold. I really got sick. But it's really nice to have a bus with air conditioning. I was also surprised that we did get water, a bottle of water and a pack of biscuits. Yes, a pack of biscuits, which was also nice. I was very surprised about that. I didn't expect that at all, so maybe that's why I was so surprised. But that's actually a good service. I really like the customer service that they provided as well, except that we couldn't buy the ticket back in $C, which in my opinion didn't really make sense, because that bus was going back to Gambia anyway. So I was like, why should we buy the tickets in Sifa if that bus driver is going back to the Gambia? But they probably have a reason for doing this, maybe because that office need to make money as well. I don't really know the reason, but it was a kind of strange to me, but they might have their reason for this. So if anyone know the reason behind this, please let me know in the comment section below. We stayed in an area called Gore in Senegal. This area is a nice and well-developed area where you have nice hotels and some nice supermarkets and restaurants. So it was a really good location for us. I found this hotel on booking.com. I'm not advertising at the moment, but I found this hotel on booking.com. It was quite easy to book a hotel on this platform or website. Yes, so basically what I did was I just went to booking.com. I chose the hotel that I wanted, and within a few seconds I booked the hotel. So this hotel was in a very great location, not far from the African Renaissance Monument. This location is not far from anything, to be honest. So it is a really good place to stay in if you want to visit Dakar. Just when you want to book, you can just go to that website. There are options that you can choose out. For example, you can choose out, to reserve your hotel online on their website. You can choose to either pay online, or most of the time it's just a reservation. They will ask you for your card. You just enter your card details online, and then they will reserve the hotel for you. If you do not go to the hotel, they will charge you a fee. There are also options for not using any card at all. So there are some hotels that do not require you to verify yourself or guarantee your stay with a card. But in my situation, I had to guarantee myself because the hotel I stayed in. But it's not always the case. So what I think of Senegal? I think Senegal is a great country to visit, to be honest. They seem to have a really great infrastructure when it comes to bus lines and other public transport within Dakar. Although I haven't been able to really use one, I have used the taxis mostly. I have used taxis a lot there because I needed to make sure I could do most of the things that I had and really wanted to do in the short time I had. So basically, I cannot give a full opinion about it, but from what I can see, it seems like, yeah, it's basically working. They have even bus stops, so it seems to be okay. Taking a taxi in Senegal is actually quite easy. I didn't have much trouble getting one. Most of the time you can just easily find one around the corner or just driving past by, and they are usually empty. So you can just stop them and ask them if they can drop you wherever you want to go, and they have usually a price around 1,500 to 2,000. But be aware though that some taxi drivers will try to scam you, especially when you arrive in Senegal. That's what happened to me and my friend. So when we got there and we got off the bus, there was a taxi driver that came straight to us, and he started talking to us and telling us, yes, I can drop you guys to your hotel and all those things. And as we both haven't really been to the country before, we believed what he said about the set price, and we just paid him when we arrived 6,000 sifa, which is actually like triple the price that we should have paid. So be aware of that. They are trying to target you when they see you arrive there, and they will try to get their money. So don't let them fool you. It's usually around 2,000, 2,500. For example, the place where I stayed, Gore. What I really liked about being in Senegal was being in a big mall again. As you guys know, I love malls. I've lived in the Philippines for a few years, and the Philippines has some of the greatest and best malls you can find in this entire world. So I really do like malls. And Senegal in Dakar had at least a beautiful mall. It wasn't that crowded though, it wasn't that busy all the time. It didn't have all the amenities that most of the malls that I'm used to do have, but it was actually a nice mall to be in. Although I have to admit, it's quite expensive though. Like I said in my last video, I've checked last time a pant, and the pant was already 10,000. I don't know if I was in the wrong store, but that's kind of expensive to me. 10,000 dalasi? Come on, guys. Another thing that I really like about Senegal is that they do have huge supermarkets. That's definitely something that I'm currently missing in the country I'm residing in or living in at the moment, the Gambia. We do not have nice and big supermarkets with a lot of varieties. Yes, we do have our village. Yes, we do have some other supermarkets, but those are not comparable to the ones that I've seen in, for example, Dakar and other countries that I've visited. So I really do miss a well-stocked supermarket with a wide variety of products that I can choose out. Another thing that I really liked about Senegal was that they do have pathways. Yes, it's not all around, of course, but within Dakar, most of the places that I visited had pathways. You had streets, trottoirs. Guys, that's amazing. I really liked walking on normal pathways instead of walking in mud. That's something Gambia really need to work on, especially during the rainy season. You just walk in mud, and when you get home, you are all soaked in mud. That's no longer acceptable. Guys, we need to do better. We really need to start working on the pathways and streets for people to walk on. We cannot just keep going like this and not having any streets to walk on. It's really important for us to have this in the Gambia, especially because we do have some nice buildings, but these buildings are not really getting the shine it needs to get. If you just change one thing, Gambia, just one thing, and just put a path or a street, this would make a huge difference in the country. It will just let the Gambia look more developed, in my opinion. So, but let me not just go too deep into this because I don't want to get in politics. A downside of Senegal is though that they are quite expensive, but I do believe that this is because they probably import too much stuff. So most of the stuff they import. However, I have to admit that I have seen a few products that are produced in the country and bottled in the country. Like some of the drinks, like the popular drinks that we drink. I don't want to advertise, but you know what I mean. Those are bottled in Senegal. So I think that's a great idea and a great thing to see. So keep it up, Senegal. I would say it's going well, but try to minimize your import because that makes things really expensive for the locals living in your country. So the question is, would I visit Senegal again? I will definitely visit Senegal again, despite corrupt immigration officers that you find at the border. Yes, I would still visit Senegal, but they really need to work on their immigration officers because these people can be very corrupt. But that's a story for another day. They stole some money, they took some bribe.
So I am confusion.
But let me not just start about it. Maybe that's the story for another day. Guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching my video. If you liked it, please don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment in the comment section below. And I wish you all a very nice day. Bye.